That's us.
That's us.
Authentic. Do, 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 do. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in hot and muggy Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
You always sound so, despondent when you say that. Not despondent.
It's morning.
That's
Motivation is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July!
Happy 4th of July. Yep.
We didn't talk about the thing for the thing.
It's okay.
But we need to announce that.
We do.
We'll make it up. Okay.
Sure.
Later. Stay tuned. So, cliffhanger. We are indeed open on the 4th of July. And we were having in-shop sales. And we'll circle back at the end if we remember about, which hopefully we will, about online sales maybe this weekend. Ooh, keep watching. Okay, so, excuse me. So we're open today from 10 to 5. I will hopefully get this video out as soon as I possibly can. And we're not open all the way to fireworks, although you might be able to see fireworks from here. I'm bugging a little because I think the camera is tilted up, but I think we're fine. Okay, I'm gonna...
If you mess with the camera one more time.
I'm not touching the camera.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm bugging a little because I feel like there's more over us, which means it's, tilted, anyway.
It's even right now.
Guess what? I'm an external processor. Y'all are gonna know everything going on in my head all the time.
We went from even to not even to wrong even to kind of even to even, and then we started filming. So it's been a morning.
Yes. So hello. And I have a new dress today. Is that a new dress?
The bottom one is, but nobody.
I have a new dress because Bloom Chic. They do not pay me, but isn't this fun? Isn't this cute?
It's all cute.
It's all cute and
swishy.
And I had to get a thing so my bra wouldn't show, but I think I made it work. And I'm just excited because I have I got 5 more dresses from Bloom Chic, so I feel like I'm not wearing the same 3 dresses, which was really 7 dresses over and over and over and over and over again. Okay.
So there'll be new dresses displayed for you.
Just a few.
Yeah.
Just a few. But yeah. We'll see if I remember and can make sure I'm not wearing the same dress over and over again on Thursday. Because, I might rotate through the dresses and end up with the same one on Thursday. And you'll think I wear the same thing all the time. But I don't. I promise.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Remember the t-shirts where you had your color? She had t-shirts for every day of the
5 colors, and that's it, of a t-shirt. And that was my outfit for work until I started wearing dresses. Yeah. Can we...
Yes.
Because it's an underskirt. You can't really, but can we
Yes.
Can you flash the public, please?
I can flash the public.
So,
this is an old overdress.
You're doing red, white, and blue, though.
I'm doing red, white, and blue, so I have...
Let's do... Oh, then you can see it. I was like, it's going to be so dark you can't see it. You can see it. It's blue with black flowers on it. It's so pretty.
And the black flowers make the blue almost neon, so it needed an overdress.
I would have worn the neon.
I know you would have. And so I did that. Last week we showed off my hair. Mm-hmm. This week I added bells.
You have bells. Yeah. She's literally here with bells on.
I forgot my ankles.
Be there with bells on.
My ankle bells.
That's okay.
But I have bells in my hair.
You just have to go like this when you walk around the shop.
And I do, so I don't scare customers.
Just go jinga, jinga, jinga as you walk around the shop, and you'll be fine. So announcements for the beginning part of this about schedule for the weekend. So normal shop hours. People were like, are you going to be open on the 4th? We're treating the 4th like any other day, except we have the little find a ball, bring it to the register, and get a discount just in shop. We can't really do that with an online thing. Again, hang on. We will circle back at the end, hopefully. So, because that is almost like the spin the wheel, where you get different discounts in the shop. And if we had one discount online that was either smaller or bigger than what you get in the shop, someone's going to get butthurt. So, you know. So we don't do that. We'll have online sales another time, which we'll decide at the end. So, the one thing I wanted to make sure I announced is we always have Sit and Stitch on Tuesday nights from 7 to 8. I always feel like I'm going to say the time wrong. 7 to 8 U.S. Eastern Time on Zoom. And you get in with a shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
And this Sunday, it's really early in the month to do this, but I have Sunday virtual classes almost the rest of the month. This Sunday, I almost said June, July 7th. I'm getting the date right, and I almost said the month wrong. July 7th is going to be our Sunday monthly virtual Sit and Stitch, which is a dual platform. We will be on Facebook Live and on Zoom from 2 to 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time this Sunday. So only in a few days away. We're trying to let y'all know. So you can come if you want to. But again, the shop phone number, I'm using the shop phone number for my virtual classes as well with a passcode. But the free events won't have a passcode. So if you try to get in and it says passcode, try again in a couple minutes because I've forgotten to take it off. We do a wait room instead. But again, that shop phone number is
828-877-3550.
Hey, okay.
I couldn't remember it the other night.
I know, because if we say it out of order,
Well,
or if
no,
the
when I was
lead-in
at
is wrong.
home
Oh,
Tuesday night. I was like,
were you trying to get in
yeah.
and you couldn't remember the phone number?
Yeah.
Ha! Sorry. Okay. Anyway, so before we did get another cute little card, and the Lighthouse. Let's see. Does it say on the back? It's got a photo credit of it. I don't know which lighthouse this is, but it's super cute. So we did get another Dear Becky and Lizzie, and I'll read it. It's a little challenging for us to have time to answer and show things online, hear about it, but I'll tell you why after.
About it.
Okay. I won't get too far ahead of myself, sorry. Dear Becky and Lizzie, I'm one of those who just got back into knitting as an adult after a very long hiatus. And welcome back, and I think that describes a lot of our watchers, which is why I'm reading the whole thing. Because
Seasons of life.
Yes. My grandmother taught me when I was very young. I have to say, my grandmother and mother did not teach me. But that's awesome when we get those stories in the shop. So people come to these crafts through all kinds of different methods. So I found your shop delightful, and I've been pleased with all of your yarn and yarn supplies. Thank you. My husband has been so inspired by my new hobby, he'd like to revisit his painting hobby. Your shop is Sun Dragon Art and Fiber. Can you tell us what art supplies you carry so we can both shop at Sun Dragon? You and Liz are so friendly every time I come into the shop, and wanted to tell you how excited I am to have restarted a craft. Signed, Artist Inspired. That's awesome. And I'm the same way. I wish I could reboot my painting hobby that I used to have as a kid. And that's part of why we do have some art supplies here. And we're always looking to grow it. And that's, going to take some time and energy, and things are shifting that keep us from restocking at the moment. I will start with our art supplies are not yet online, and eventually they may get there, but there's a lot of other things going on first. So if you wanted to shop with our art supplies, which is probably about, 10-15% of the shop, and as you can see, yarn is the rest, you'll have to come in or call us. But calling us might be challenging, too, to figure out what we have.
Sounds like they've been in the shop, so...
Yes. So, but I'm addressing that for everybody watching. If someone's like, ooh, I'm going to go online and buy stuff from you. So we have some of the basics of what I would consider like 2D visual arts, is how I'll describe it, like the flat stuff. So drawing and painting. We don't really have sculpture supplies. But we have some basic paints from M. Graham, which I found to be a really good company to get paints from. We have their oils, liquid watercolors, and acrylics in tubes. And the oils we have in a couple of different sizes. One of the cool things is we get them at such a good deal. We can give you 25% off the suggested retail price for those, which are neat. We have the biggest range of oil colors And then we have a decent range of acrylics. And then we have a small basic range of the liquid watercolor. Which the first time I discovered liquid watercolor, it was like life-changing for me, which is really cool. M. Graham's kind of neat because they use walnut oil. They use a specific type of oil in their oil paint, and they use honey as part of their binder in their watercolors, which I find kind of neat. I don't think there's anything fancy and special about the acrylic, but that's because it's acrylic. So I would call it like a mid-range. Like, it's not student grade, but it's also not the most expensive paint you're going to find out there. So I think it's like reasonable, decent quality, but we do only have that one brand for anyone who knows their paint. That's all we have space for, really, is the one brand. So
occasionally, depending on life and ordering and stuff, we'll have little watercolor sets. They're not like the Crayola watercolor sets. They're koi.
You're talking about the travel sets.
The travel sets.
Yeah,
yes.
The travel cake sets. We've had Koi as a brand, and we work with Peter Popper Press now in New York, and they have their own brand.
Yes.
Of the little cakes, which more people think of as traditional, like when you were a kid doing watercolor. You have the solid cakes you add water to, and but we have some higher grade versions than the kids sets. We don't have any in stock right now, but sometimes it's
sometimes
honestly it's because we sell out of them so fast. We have some sketch kits. We're not going to have individual pencils and pens. We try to have variety packs of those. Again, we don't have the space. We're not only an art store where you can go buy individual things. But we try to have some origami paper in stock. Again, it's going to be basic, but it's hopefully going to be good quality. Sketchbooks of different sizes, watercolor paper when we can. Canvases have been hard to carry, and we don't tend to have big canvases, but like stretch canvas or cardboard, like canvas over cardboard, as we can. It's hit or miss with some of that. For a while, it was, we love the B Paper Company, is a U.S. paper company that's really good quality. And for a while, they didn't have a distributor because the distributor went out of business. This is more technical info than you might need, but the distributor went out of business right before COVID hit. And as they were in litigation to get a new distributor, COVID happened. And everything got held up for quite a few years. So things are just starting to come back from that. But we try we can also order things for people. So if you have like really specific, like Arches watercolor paper is super nice. We don't always have that like in stock, but we might be able to order it for you. If you would like to support us and get art supplies, contact us, because we might be able to either get you a good deal or just be able to order it in. And that's for people who are local, that's good because you can come pick it up from us and support local. For people who are part of our online community, if you want to support us and get it through us, we appreciate it. We know there's lots of places you can shop online, but check with us to see if we can get it through our distributors, basically. But it's a lot of the visual stuff. We've got some pens. We had some Copic markers at one point. We don't have a ton anymore. But we like to work with Faber-Castell. Some people say Castell. We like to work with a few and Peter Popper Press. Even though it's not necessarily well known, we have some journals through them. I really like their products so far, what we've gotten from them, and I like their the quality and the price point is awesome. So check with us.
We do have some of the accessories, some brushes, some palettes.
Yeah, again, the 2D stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I for me that was implied that we had paint, we had brushes. So, but yes,
but
no. So, and we're limited on palettes.
We're limited on palettes, but like we have sometimes more of a bigger range than others of some of the accessories that go along with.
We still have some glass palettes in stock, which I learned when I took one oil paint class, how awesome those were for oil paints. Some of our acrylic palettes we don't have in stock right now. Liz has learned a lot. I've learned a lot too. I had some of that knowledge coming in, but Liz has been picking up a lot about the art side because that wasn't in her wheelhouse when we opened the shop.
No, and you know, when you're on this was back at the first shop.
Fake it till you make it.
On the phone with a customer asking if we had something, and another a yarn customer and her art husband were looking at the shop, and I was like, I don't know. And he's like, what are they asking for? And I was like, this. And he was like, yeah, you don't have it. And I was like, we don't have it. And
So customers help us out a lot with this too. I'm always looking to expand it, and I thought we would when we came here. We've had a couple glitches on that, which we're not fully ready to talk about on YouTube yet, but we will soon. So that's a hint at our art supplies. Again, it's mostly for like painting and drawing and ink. That's kind of the focus right now.
ink as in multi-packs of pens, not as in little refill ink.
Oh,
because
okay.
a lot of we've had several people asking if we sold the individual jars of ink.
This is what Liz has discovered fielding phone calls and other things. So pens, yes, is what, like the pen and ink, but not like the pen that you dip into the ink. We don't have the like India ink in bottles, that kind of thing. Again, it's pretty basic for right now, maybe expanding in the future, but no guarantees. So that's the deal with the art supplies. I love like having a little journal, like watercolor journal, and just do. Anyway, so I need to get back into my like doing art stuff. It's just finding the time. When you run a small business, that's really hard. So I appreciate someone who's saying, I'm coming back to my craft in the knitting, and that your husband's coming back to the craft. Like anything creative, there have been so many studies that anything creative, anything you do with your hands, it could be working on cars, it could be, doing other kinds of stuff. Creating with your hands is supposed to be so good for your mental and physical health and all that kind of stuff. So that's fantastic. So let's look. What have you been working on? Look, you're working on red that almost matches your dress.
Almost.
Your phone's on.
My phone's on, and it's real.
It's real?
It's a reel.
Oh, I'm like, it's real. Oh, I see. It just popped up on mine too. Hi, reel sender. Okay. I'm going to ignore that. So, what do you want to talk about with your projects, if anything?
Oh, I have two things I can.
I have a thing over there when you're done.
You
When you're
do.
done. It's your turn.
So I've been working on my basket weave cardigan.
Can I grab it for a second?
You're gonna hold it up close.
I'm going to hold it really close.
I
That looks
love
so
it.
cool.
Yeah,
And you are knitting with?
Wizard, which
Sorry,
is in my hair.
didn't make it. Yes, which is in
Yeah.
your hair too. Yes.
Yeah.
Wizard is our new favorite, and we're going to have refills and new colors coming in, but next month. So.
And for a hot minute, I was on Project 199. And I finished it. And anyway, I did a kerchief. We had a funeral to go to.
We went to the funeral of a knitter on Tuesday morning. Oh, that's so delicately knit. You can see through it. What did you knit that and crochet that out of?
It is out of Zoe. It's cotton linen blend. I knit the initial V on size 11 needles, and the rest of it was on the same size crochet hook. An 8mm needle. Anyway, I wanted something to kind of cover the bright of my hair for the funeral. So,
You look cute
thank you.
and subdued,
So,
as we
So-
want to.
I did this.
And do you have anything else to talk about?
No, that's it. There's no pattern.
Don't ask her for a pattern for
ask
that.
for a
There's
pattern,
no pattern.
'cause
She
there's no
made it up. Oh my gosh. So, I have very little that fits me that would be morning attire. And MOUR. Are you?
I'm getting it.
Thank you. I was going to go get it.
I know.
She's getting it for me. And I talk with my hands. No. So, I wore my blue dress that y'all see me wear sometimes here because it's just dark blue, and so it's more somber than anything else. Like, this is not so somber for a funeral. But that's a sleeveless dress. So on Saturday leaving the shop, I went, okay, Tuesday we have a funeral. and I'd like to have my shoulders covered. And I thought about the black Zoe, of making something black. And I took a fistful, apparently I took home 6 skeins of black Sammy.
She took an armful.
Well, I could, yeah, I mean, it was a big, yeah. Because I'm like, I can make something out of this. I'll figure it out. And like Saturday night, I was looking up wraps that were crocheted so I could get it done. And I found one by Tony Lipsy called the Monty Wrap, Monti. And it was white with bright colors on the edges. And I went, I think if I do that in black and I modify it, yeah, there's going to be fuzzies everywhere, but thank you. Because it's cotton, it's fuzzy. There's black fuzzies stuck to my seatbelt that keep getting on me from this. So anything soft will pill. So my cotton's been shedding, and cotton is more likely to shed on your clothing and other things. Doesn't mean the garment is gonna pill, but you're gonna get fuzzies like everywhere from soft cotton. Heads up. But I'm like, if I make that all out of black, and if I make the sides that were all these rows of half double crochet, not as like crazy wide to get to the faster lacier part, I'm like, I think that could look really pretty as a shawl to go over my shoulders. And I ended up using 4 skeins. I might have liked to use 5 so I could balance it right. And I figured out, and I played yarn chicken well. I had this little ball left from my 4th one when I was done. Because I was like, okay, I need to make it fast, but I need to cover my shoulders. So this isn't as big as the Monty Wrap actually is supposed to be. And I'm also changing the thickness of the yarn and the hook. But this is a light DK yarn is Sammy. It's almost like, look at that. Isn't that cool? I love how the pattern came out. Oh, yeah. It's an almost sport weight. I used these 50-gram skeins. I used 4 of them. I used a Mythological 7 hook. It's a 7.5. We call it the Mythological 7. It's named a 7 hook instead of a letter. It's because it's the same size as a US 7 knitting needle. And they jumped over it when they were alphabetizing their needles, so they had to call it something else. That's one of my rants. Okay. So, and I just went to town and had fun with it. I still was teaching classes and other things this weekend around it, but basically in 2 days I made a shawl. And I made it just long enough. You see the pattern in the center. I thought that looked so cool. And it's really only like 4 or 5 rows that of repeat. And I know it and love it so much now that I think I want to make more shawls like this, maybe with bright colors. But it got just long enough to go around.
Almost shrug-like.
Almost shrug-like. If, like, I was envisioning if I'd made it longer, like if you make it longer, then you can actually have it going down the front. But I had 2 days. So I had a shawl pin here when I wore it for the funeral. I felt modestly covered, which was awesome. Ta-da!
It came out awesome.
It meant I didn't make much progress on other stuff, but I love that. And so if you want to see what the original looked like, which she had as like white and red and like the middle was white, it is the Monty Wrap, I think wrap, not shawl, but anyway, by Tony Lipsy. And Tony Lipsy has beautiful patterns in crochet. She's really become super popular for Tunisian crochet. This was not Tunisian crochet. I haven't gotten into Tunisian crochet as much, but like this is comfy on my shoulders, and if anything I got hot. Like it was good in the air conditioning to have something on my shoulders. And then I got back here and couldn't wear it too long because it was really hot. So, but cotton feels nice against your skin as opposed to wool. So in the summertime. So that was my big project for the weekend. Other things I've been working on, I'm just going to show you a few things, and then we'll probably go open the shop. My niece's birthday is tomorrow, and y'all have seen me, if you've been a long time watcher. You've seen me do presents for her. I didn't really make something for my nephew this year, but he's kind of at an age where that's tough. So, but my niece, I think she still loves dragons, still likes stuffed things. This doesn't look like much yet. But I'll try to take a picture before I send it, because I might try to finish it before before we film next week. I am making the Sea Dragon by Crafty Intentions. It's Megan Lapp with 2 P's on her name. And I'm using, and it's written for worsted weight yarn to be really big. I'm using the DK of our chenille, of our Rikurimi. I don't think this is online yet because it's really hard to get all the pictures online because there's like a bunch of colors. I am using a teeny tiny hook. It's going to have some kind of wire in it and stuffing and things like that. So this should come out smaller than the intended size of the pattern, but I think it will be very cute and soft, which is why I'm making her another dragon by the same pattern writer as I did last year or the year before, because it'll be soft and plush as opposed to just squishy. So I'm excited about that, but it's going to be an extended birthday for her because this won't be done by tomorrow, and I have to ship it to Illinois. So that's something I've been spending a lot of time on lately. For the happy 4th of July, I've started this, and I asked Hannah to find me a pattern, and she found me a cool one. And I was like, I can finish this over the weekend. And then we had to get ready for a funeral.
You could have finished that over the weekend.
I could have if I wasn't doing this.
Obligations.
We had other obligations, and that's okay. So I'm going to be knitting this on the 4th instead of wearing it on the 4th, but that's okay. I decided to take the most patriotic-ish adjacent color of the Zoe, like the black that that I was like, I almost called you Hannah because I'm going too fast. The black that Liz made her head wrap out of, and I made my last ranunculus out of. This is the Zoe spray. This is in the online shop, and this has red, white, and blue, and just happens to have some purple where those colors have intermingled a bit. It's Carnea Noon is the color of this. And look how it's knitting up. Isn't that pretty?
It's really pretty.
Isn't that pretty? This is the Camomilla. Camomilla. Camomilla Shawlette. It is by a Portuguese pattern writer. And she calls this, when I first found the pattern, I'm like, what is she talking about? She calls this the lacy part in the bottom. It's Lace by Music is the name for it. And when I first read the pattern, I went, what is going on? Because she has these brackets with like it's O, X, O, and numbers. But once you get used to how to read it, like an X is a knit 2 together and O is a yarn over, there is a rhythm to it. It actually...
She has a key for all of
Oh, yeah.
this.
She explains this all in the pattern very well. So when you see random numbers and letters, which are O's and X's, it's very different, like nomenclature, to use the fancy term. It's very different abbreviations than you might be used to seeing in a knitted pattern if you don't deal with the Portuguese nomenclature. But it's been fun. It's like when I'm over here, when I'm on this side of the stitch marker, I'm doing her rhythmical, like it's just in brackets what you're supposed to do. Like numbers mean you knit those numbers and then the O's and the X's. And it is really neat because it works out to make these, like I almost want to call these are my fireworks for the 4th of July. Boom, 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 boom on the edge. And what's happening with this little shawlette is it is on this side every few rows when she tells you to, you yarn over and then knit in the back of it on the way back. So it's increasing gently, and you're supposed to increase until you have 50 stitches, which would be 10 of these little flowery guys. But you can make it smaller or bigger, and then you decrease. And depends on like how much yarn you want to use, what size you want it to come out. Like it's very adaptable to be different sizes. So when I hit the 10 increases, like I worked on this last night. I was down in the 3rd. And I got all this done last night. So it's only maybe 30 stitches across right now. But when I get through the 10, I'm going to see how much of this ball I have left. I think I planned for this to be 2 balls of Zoe. So I might not follow the pattern exactly, or I'm going to follow the part of her pattern that says you can adapt it. Instead of going 10 up and 10 down, I might do more than that. If I'm over half of this skein, by the time I hit my 10, that means I need more than one skein to finish it, and I might just increase either until I'm through one skein, because I know I have enough to get back out the other side, or until I like the size that I, based on doubling what I have. I like the size of what I have, what I'm going to get at the end result, if that makes sense.
Perfect.
It made sense to Liz. Okay. So that's, and I haven't really been able to get into shawls lately, or shawlettes or anything like that, but this kind of helps me do that. Like I'm realizing, look how much progress I made in one day. Whereas I've been knitting a whole lot of sweaters lately, have been taking up my time, but you kind of stall out on the torso and say, when is this going to get longer? So, but I do want to show y'all on my rainbow top that I'm making. I did not finish it in Pride Month, I'm sorry. But, other things came up. But I'm also not gonna try this on today, but you can see I hit the aqua and it wants to pop up in my face. But look, I hit the aqua and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And it's gonna completely collapse at some point. But after the aqua, there's a teal and there's a purple. So I still have, I'm really only a couple of inches past sleeve separation, but I'm gonna be intrigued to see how far down the body is. I'm like, words! The body is when I run out of the skein. I know I'm going to need a second one, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this comes out, because it's just bright and happy. It makes me happy.
And I love the way the coral complements all the colors in there.
It's true. And we have I think they picked a really nice palette of yarns. Like the base colors in this, I'm looking over across the way at it. There's white and black, and there's at least a dark gray. There's a navy. There's a more of a almost classic blue, but not quite.
Taupe.
Yeah, I did taupey ivory.
Yeah.
And there's a purple.
Yep.
And it's a light purple, so the dark purple still pops against it. So I'm going to need 2 balls for this. I'm not going to use all of the 2 skeins. They're 200-gram skeins. If someone's skinnier than me, they might be able to get it out of 1. And that's a like $35 sweater, which is pretty awesome. This one's going to cost me more in the range of $70 because I'm going to have to crack into a second, but I'm going to have leftovers.
Like, when you think 2 balls is $70, the balls are 200 grams, so it's like the equivalent of 4 balls.
Like all of this is, and this what's left. This is one skein.
Yeah,
1 ball. 1 skein. That's awesome. I'm knitting on a size 6 needle. This is the pattern is Trillium Lake by Kay Hopkins, which is Knit for the Soul, and hers are solid. So it's a really nice, pretty, simple sweater with just a little bit of like in the ranunculus has the little like flower or cross looking lace work. This has that at the top, just at the top, and then you dive into all this stuff, and it's fun with raglan increases.
Quite a few sizes of the short sleeve ranunculus, 1 ball would get you.
For this,
yes.
Yeah, 1 ball of this would probably get you a whole ranunculus. Especially if you didn't want to do long sleeves, or because figuring out colors on the sleeves might be interesting. But if you had leftover, you could totally color manipulate sleeves too, because it depends on how cropped or long you want. You want the ranunculus, but definitely 1 ball for a ranunculus.
For a lot of way up into the sizes, because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing I want to show you all today. I'm knitting on some socks, but they're with yarn that we don't sell at the shop, so I'm not showing them here. If you're in my sock classes, you'll see them. I am kind of stalling out on my 2 for tank because I feel like I'm knitting and knitting and knitting. See,
sorry,
it's boring, Liz. We're tired.
I slept last night too, but I woke up in the middle of a dream this morning.
Ooh, that's never good. My two for tank, which is the one that you can wear with the V in the front, or the straight across in the front. I got sidetracked by other projects, obviously. But I was knitting, and I'm like, I'm not making any progress. And so this is how far I am past sleeve separation. I want to say Is that 4 to
Here.
5 inches? I do have a wrist ruler on me, but she got hers off faster. Okay. Da, da, da. 4.5 inches. I am 4.5 inches past leaf separation. It feels like it's taking forever, but I'm also distracted by other projects. I have this much of my first skein left.
I
Yes?
will just throw this out there,
Yes?
knowing the answer, but it might be a good project to knit on Sunday.
Okay, here's my thought about Sunday. It would be.
Okay,
These would both be good
hold on.
projects for Sunday.
Let me back up just a second.
Yes.
Rebecca gets this response every time we have a sit and stitch from someone, like
You
multiple,
should do mindless knitting, and I will.
multiple
I will.
someones. Like, it's not just one person; it's multiple people. So that's what the face and the look and the everything is.
Hi, this is me. This is not me giving her the show, talk to the hand.
I had to.
I have something to say.
I had to explain
Yes.
that because
Well.
there was a look, and
It's a running joke.
It's a
Anyway,
running-
okay.
yeah.
So, Barbara cords. Okay, so here's my conundrum with Sunday, and why I might do bunches of things, but since we don't do it for 4 hours anymore, I'm not going to switch as much, right? I have 2 options for Sunday, neither of which are complicated. I have the mindless knitting stuff. I also have a sock class coming up in just over a week that I need to be at the heels on with multiple pairs of socks. So I might be doing some sock knitting. I might be doing both.
I don't care. I just
Deadline knitting sometimes takes priority.
I find it funny that
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the first one this weekend to mention that, and then there will be multiple people going, "Ooh, you could work on that."
You know Carol wants to be first. So she'll be bummed that you already said it. Anyway.
I win.
But then it's a challenge, not a competition. So okay, we need to talk about having an online sale.
Yes.
And when we want to do that and what we want to have it be. I think I moved all the pens. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Okay. Hang on. So do we want to go that far? Maybe, right? And we're going to give you a code that will give you a percentage off in the online shop. Okay, fine. And what should the code be though? We've done things in the past, and we're gonna see. Okay, so I've agreed with Liz. We have conferred right on camera in front of you. I was thinking that too because this and the balls and the and we'll see if it's one that I already have, and we'll modify if so. So we're gonna give you 24% off in the online shop today. Coming in, the discounts are a little different, but because it's the 4th of July, we're working the 4 into our percentages. So 24% off your materials in the online shop, physical items in the online shop, physical items we can package up and send to you. But it pretty much applies to the whole shop. I will see. We actually have an Instagram and Facebook shop now. I might be able to have this work there too if you want to shop there. But most of you know us through our just online, straight up online shop, not connected to social media. That's the safest place to guarantee you'll get this discount. You do have to use the code, and we'll make it fireworks. And if I have to modify that code in any way, we'll put it out on social media. But I'll try to make sure the word let's do fireworks 24.
Okay.
So I'm changing that to be fireworks 24 because it's 24% off. So remember that it's the word fireworks and the number 24 because you're getting 24% off.
It also works for this year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's 2024. Oh my.
It's gonna be a yay day.
So, what I am gonna suggest we have that be, it will be online only. It will not be in the shop, and
Why don't we do it Sunday?
yeah. Sunday, it might extend into Monday, but the shop won't be open. So if you want to save money in the shop, come in today. I'll try to get this video up as fast as I can, and because it already went out in the newsletter. And if you want to save online, that's going to be over the weekend, which a lot of people are using. This is our 4th of July weekend, this weekend. So Sunday, maybe Monday, but don't count on it. It's buy early, buy often. So Fireworks 24, no spaces.
Yep.
Okay. Thank y'all. We will see you next week, or we'll see you on Sunday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, we will see you next Thursday. Okay. Bye. Oh, we are almost at the last thing to say is we are just about to hit like 1950 for subscribers. We're like 50 people away from giving you a YouTube only sale. Like, not all social media, not just online. Only YouTube subscribers will know the fancy code. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
Yay! Bye.
Bye.